And hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's game here at Capital Credit Union Park between your Wausau Woodchucks and the Green Bay Rockers. Fourth time here at Capital Credit Union Park this season as the Woodchucks return for the first time in the second half of the season to Capital Credit Union Park, a place where they went 2-1 in the first half. But the last time here was not good for Wausau. It was an 8-2 loss prior to 7-4 wins and 8-4 wins. A two-game sweep followed by a one-game loss here at Capital Credit Union Park. Woodchucks coming off an offensive explosion last night against the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders, winning that one 16-8, a season-high 16 runs scored by the Woodchucks, as they are taking on the Rockers, who won the first half in the Great Lakes West for the first time in the second half of the season. First of 6 times once again, and the first of a two-game set, a home-and-home between the Rockers and the Woodchucks. Overall, it was a 3-3 split between these two in the first half. The Woodchucks took the first game of the final two-game set 14-0 in their first shutout win of the season, and then fell in extra innings 13-7 the next night after Green Bay exploded for 7 runs in the top of the 11th. And that was, in hindsight, the win the Rockers needed to win the first half. Let's see who is batting tonight for the Woodchucks, starting off with the Minnesota Golden Gopher playing center field. Is Brady Jurgella. Then it goes to Jesse Donahoe, Mark Schallenberger, Colin Brigham, Brent Witter, Colby Wallace, Christian Mitchell, Drew Berkland, and then rounding it out is the right fielder from the University of Kansas, Jake Baker. On defense for the Green Bay Rockers tonight in the outfield from left to right is George Wolkel, Kendall Ewell, Joe Jackson. Manning the corners at third is Jason Jones. At first, Jack Holman. In the middle, Cooper Kelly at shortstop, Blake Wilson at second base, Carlos Hernandez behind the dish, and Christian Fouch, the starting pitcher, the right-hander from the University of Arkansas, on the mound for the Green Bay Rockers tonight, starting and appearing for the 5th time this season. And in fact, he was the pitcher against the Woodchucks in that 13-7 win at Athletic Park last week. He went only 2 innings, allowing 3 hits, 3 runs, both couple earned. Struck out 5, though, and walked 1. So it's a very effective 2 innings pitch, but he reached the 35 pitch count limit in the inning. That was the second after allowing a handful of base runners in that second inning, and it'll be Christian Fouch facing off against Brady Jurgella to start things off here in this game. First pitch to Jurgella, swung and missed that on the fastball, and the pitch count is 0-1 to Jurgella, the Minnesota Golden Gopher. The center fielder who has been all around the batting order. We've seen him leading off, especially in games where Dalton Pearson is not in the lineup, which he is not tonight. He's getting the night off. As Jurgella playing in his 27th game, starting his 26, batting .282, 29 hits, 4 doubles, a home run, 10 RBIs, and 22 runs scored. 1-1, swung and missed on a fastball once again by Fouch. He's been walked 10 times, has stolen 12 bases, and he comes into this game on a 24-game on-base streak. Looking to get on base here before Jesse Donahoe will step up after Jurgella. 1-2 from Fouch. And the pitch. And that one is taken on the inner half of the strike zone. Jurgella does not swing, and Christian Fouch picks up his first strikeout of the night. Jurgella goes down looking. Christian Fouch coming in to this game. 1-1 record is 5.4 ERA, 1.5 walks and hits per innings pitched rate. In 13 1/3 pitched, he's allowed 13 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. Has walked 7 and has struck out 19. The right-hander from the University of Arkansas, Christian Fouch. He also has an opposing batting average of .250. Now Jesse Donahoe, the other left-handed hitter. 3 lefties to start off the lineup for the Woodchucks tonight. Woodchucks coming into this one at 21-16. Green Bay 22-16. Green Bay falling to Lakeshore last night in Mequon. Woodchucks splitting with Fond du Lac last night. Donahoe takes the off-speed outside. 1-1 count. From Fouch, the Littleton, Colorado native, to Donahoe, the Columbus, Georgia native, and the Georgia State Panther. 1-1. Donahoe swings and misses. Now here at Capital Credit Union Park, you're a lefty. The right field wall is only 290 feet away from home plate. So if you put one in the air as a lefty, it has a chance to definitely lead the ballpark. On a straight pull, that is. 1-2 to Donahoe. And the fastball low and inside. 2-2. Now, folks, you want to stick around in this call later on, as we might have a special guest coming on to the broadcast later on. Might be someone from the Woodchucks bullpen who will be joining me later on in the broadcast as Donahoe fouls off the 2-2. So you'll have to stay tuned until about the third or fourth inning to when we might have ourselves a special guest coming on to the broadcast for the first time this season. And we'll retry the 2-2 to Donahoe, who's playing in his 32nd game, starting his 31st for the Woodchucks. Got back over 300 after a 3-hit night against the Dock Spiders last night. And he takes that one inside and low. Full count between Donahoe and Christian Fouch. It was a no decision for the right-hander against the Woodchucks on June 29th. Payoff. Donahoe takes it inside, and he has now been walked for the 24th time this season. Donahoe was walked 2 different times in last night's game, as well as picking up a couple different hits. As heading up to the plate now is a man who made a great debut back at home this summer for the Woodchucks, hitting in the 3 spot, the DH tonight from the University of Evansville, Mark Schallenberger, the St. Louis, Missouri native, who hit 2 home runs last night, a total of 5 RBIs, a 3-run home run and a 2-run home run. And his first home run was probably one of the hardest hit balls I've seen this season at Athletic Park, if not the hardest. If this guy, especially if anyone, puts one in the air, you could probably wave that one goodbye. Takes first pitch fastball for strike 1 from the right arm of Christian Fouch. 0-1 with Donahoe at first base. Mark Schallenberger swings and misses at a breaking ball. And the count is 0-2. Schallenberger also picked up a single in last night's game as a part of a 3-hit night. Like I mentioned, 5 RBIs on 2 home runs. And was walked in the 4-1 loss to start the second half on Tuesday in that 4th of July game. 0-2. Schallenberger takes that one just high on an off-speed pitch. He stays alive for now. He's coming off a spring in Evansville where injuries kind of kept him on and off the field. Only played in 30 games and started 30 games. Coming off a season where he hit 179 only as Fouch checks over to Jack Holman at first base, one of the new Green Bay Rockers for the second half of the season. And the 1-2 once again to Schallenberger. Fouch taking his time with the pitch. Schallenberger fouls it off. So he stays alive at 1-2. He had 19 hits this past season with Evansville. 3 doubles, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs, 17 walks, 14 runs, and a stolen base. Highlighted by 4 hits in the May 27th Evansville, Indiana State, Missouri Valley Conference Tournament Final. 1-2 once again from Fouch. Schallenberger fouls that one off, so he stays alive again. Schallenberger, returning Woodchuck of last summer, played in 32 games for the Chucks, batting .287 with 35 hits, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs. So he had 3 home runs last summer and already has 2 this summer, so I think chances are he could be on pace to beat that. I'm no mathematician, but I think the math checks out there. And the 1-2 again from Fouch. Schallenberger swings and misses. Fouch picks up his second strikeout of the inning. And now Colin Brigham will step up to the plate, hoping to keep the inning alive for the Woodchucks. So with Colin Brigham coming to the plate, the power-hitting Oklahoma State first baseman from Smithton, Illinois, starting again at first base tonight, batting in the cleanup spot. 2 doubles last night, part of a 3-hit night. He now is on a 12-game hit streak, playing in his 17th game and starting his 17th for Wausau. Comes in batting .338, which, believe it or not, is now the best batting average on the team. He surpassed Dalton Pearson, who's hitting .336. 1-0 to Brigham from Fouch. And Brigham takes the off-speed pitch for strike one. 1-1 count. Fouch, who's actually starting for the first time at home this season, making his 5th start like I mentioned, has not pitched here at Capital Credit Union Park in Ashwaubenon though. And Brigham into right field, and just like that, he's now on a 13-game hit streak. This guy knows how to hit a baseball recently. He had the first hit against the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders in the first in Tuesday afternoon's game, and now he has the first hit of the game for the Woodchucks here on this Thursday night in Ashwaubenon. First pitch from Fouch to Brent Witter, the other Evansville ace in the lineup tonight. Teammates once again this summer with Mark Schallenberger, as Brent Witter. Both of them played with the Woodchucks last summer. 1-0 to Witter from Fouch, the right-handed batter. Takes it outside again on a fastball, and it's 2-0 count. Witter looking to keep the inning alive. Has been kind of struggling with his bat as of recently. Has not had a hit since the 14-0 win over the Rockers, which was last week. As Witter now takes that first strike off the breaking ball by the right arm of Christian Fouch. Witter playing in his 21st game, starting his 21st, batting .253, 20 hits on the season, which includes 2 doubles. And Witter holds off on the breaking ball, but it falls in on the low outside corner for strike 2. 2-2 with 2 outs between Witter and Fouch. Fouch is delivering on the 2-2, off speed, outside, and the count is full. 3-2, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Woodchucks looking to keep the inning going. And Fouch's payoff. Runners going. Witter into right field and over the glove of second baseman Blake Wilson. Coming home is Jesse Donahoe. 1-0 Wausau, and Brigham into third base. RBI single for Brent Witter, and it's 1-0 Chucks. Brent Witter coming through for the second hit of the game with 2 outs here. As now stepping up to the plate is the left field tonight from Cal State Fullerton, Colby Wallace. Brent Witter picking up his first hit since the June 29th matchup with the Rockers, which that matchup happening last Wednesday. A week ago tonight was also a matchup with the Rockers where the Rockers won in extra innings, 13-7. 0-1 to Colby Wallace, the Rancho Santa Margarita, California native, and he swings through. The next pitch, he's down 0-2, is the left fielder. On deck is the shortstop, Christian Mitchell. If Colby Wallace is able to bounce back from this 0-2 count, he's playing in his 17th game for the Wausau Woodchucks, and he swings and misses at that pitch, and he strikes out. So Christian Fouch strikes out the side, but the Woodchucks do add a run off of an RBI double by Brent Witter, scoring Jesse Donahoe, and it's 1-0 good guys here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Will Charlton back with you tonight on the Woodchucks Baseball. I just realized I didn't introduce myself in the open, but I'm sure by this point all of you know me as the broadcaster for the Wausau Woodchucks, so I guess it's not always necessary. It's just kind of natural that it happens that way, as the Green Bay Rockers will be seeing the plate for the first time, but they'll be facing off against the defense of the Woodchucks of Brady Jergella in center, Colby Wallace in left, Jake Baker in right, Brent Witter at third, Colin Brigham at first, Christian Mitchell at short, Jesse Donahoe at second base, Drew Berkland, the Minnesota Golden Gopher, behind the plate, and on the mound making his first start of the season, and another second half player making his return to Wausau, Matt Milner from Duke, Oklahoma, and a product of Southwestern Oklahoma State University. Last summer for the Woodchucks, made 7 appearances with 2 starts, a 2-1 record with 1 full complete game. And he was the only one last season on the team with a complete game. He pitched in 16 full innings, had a 5.63 earned run average, a 1.38 walks and hits per innings pitched rate, struck out 15, allowed 14 hits, 11 runs. 10 earned, 8 walks, and an opposing batting average of .226, and he's first facing off against Kendall Ewell. His first pitch as a Woodchuck this summer. Hit into the glove on a line of Colin Brigham. Kendall Ewell lines up, pushing that one into the glove of Brigham. Good heads-up play by the first baseman. As now coming up to the plate for the Green Bay Rockers will be Blake Wilson, the second baseman, after Kendall Ewell lines out the first pitch he sees from the right-hander, Matt Milner. First pitch to Wilson, the Kansas State Wildcat. Outside and away. Blake Wilson, a recent commit to Kansas State, that is, as he fouls off the 1-0. And nice play by field manager Brock Moss to get that one off the netting here at Capital Credit Union Park. The 1-1. Milner, off speed. Breaking ball outside. Milner, a fastball, change, curveball, and splitter thrower. He's been working on a splitter lately, he's been saying, as the fastball just hit Blake Wilson. So that's a hit by pitch to Wilson that puts him at first base, and that is the first base runner of the game, allowed to the Green Bay Rockers off the right arm of Matt Milner. This past season at Southwestern Oklahoma State University, a Division II member in NCAA. He made 16 appearances, 8 starts, a 3-5 record, a 6.95 earned run average, 1.8 whip, and 44 full innings pitched. Struck out 31, allowed 58 hits, 42 runs, 34 earned, walked 21 batters, and an opposing batting average of .310. As the athletic trainers are taking a look at Blake Wilson, joined alongside field manager Chris Krepline. Which, fun fact, Chris Krepline is actually the head coach at Lawrence University here in Wisconsin. And funny enough, a new member of the pitching staff of the Woodchucks, Richie Lycian, is coached by Chris Kreplin at Lawrence. As that's a good sign to see. Blake Wilson able to stay in the game and head on over to first base. Fun fact about this Capital Credit Union Park, a very recently built stadium was built in 2019 here in Ashwaubenon. They always have a live band playing here for every game. Very neat thing about this ballpark. Matt Miller now facing off against the catcher Carlos Hernandez. And Hernandez takes first pitch fastball for strike one from Milner. Carlos Hernandez playing in his 34th game for the Green Bay Rockers. Batting .317, 39 hits, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs. As going to second is Blake Wilson. The throw from Berkland to Donahoe, not in time, gets away from the glove of the Georgia State Panther. And that is a stolen base for Blake Wilson. Blake Wilson stealing what is now his 6th base of the season. And now the double play ball out of effect here with one out. In the bottom of the first, Woodchucks looking to stay on top into the second. As it's a 1-1 count to Carlos Hernandez, the Anderson University product, and the native Venezuelan. 2-1 to Hernandez from Milner. With Blake Wilson on second. And Milner in there for strike two on a fastball. Looking for a second out here in his first outing this summer with the Woodchucks. Brock Moss was looking for 3, maybe 4 out of Matt Milner today. Got a limited pitch count, about 60 to 65 pitches he'll be allowed to throw today. And Hernandez fouls off the 2-2. And he'll stay alive. Carlos Hernandez, who comes in with the second most hits on this Green Bay roster behind who else but Kyle West, who's not in the lineup today. In fact, Kendall Ewell leads this Green Bay Rockers team in batting average at .333. 2-2 from Milner. Once again, Hernandez on the ground over to Christian Mitchell, and he completes the 6-3 in time, and that won't be able to advance Blake Wilson. So that is a very nice out for the Woodchucks on defense, and they'll be looking to retire the side up 1-0 into the second. As coming to the plate will be Jason Jones, the third baseman, and the Arkansas Razorback. Jason Jones playing in what is now his 22nd game, batting .250 with 19 hits, a double and 2 home runs, 13 RBIs, the right-handed batter from Savannah, Texas. Jason Jones, like mentioned, the third baseman. Just finished up his freshman season with the Arkansas Razorbacks. Only hit .196 in his freshman season. Still, it's pretty impressive stuff. As Jones way ahead of the 1-0 from Milner. Milner currently in the transfer portal looking to make a step up into the D1 ranks from D2 for what would be his second of 2 years left, or his first of 2 years left of eligibility. Had a fantastic talk with him when he first got here to Wausau. Very stand-up guy, great conversation. One of the more welcoming guys in the bullpen, without a doubt. As he misses outside with the breaking ball, and the count is 3-1 to Jason Jones. From the right-hander, Matt Milner. 2-1. And this one hit into left field by Jason Jones. And coming on home will be Blake Wilson. The throw from the left field will not be in time, but being thrown out at second is Jason Jones on the relay from Drew Berkland to Jesse Donahoe, who's covering the bag. So Green Bay does score a run as Blake Wilson comes home, but Jason Jones thrown out at second to end the inning. They tie it up, though, 1-1, and we're heading into the second here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. One game here from Capital Credit Union Park in Ashwaubenon, as the Woodchucks will be going 7-8-9 here in the second. And it leads off with the shortstop from Central Michigan University, Christian Mitchell. Christian Mitchell, the Romeoville, Illinois native, playing in now his third game, starting his third for Wausau and Skidding here, and playing in his first game on the 4th of July. Both his hits this season came against Fond du Lac yesterday. It was a single and a double. And in fact, his first plate appearance of the game yesterday was a double. So he started off yesterday's game really well. 0-1 from Fouch, and the fastball misses outside. 1-1. Christian Mitchell has been walked twice, has scored a couple runs, both those being in yesterday's game. The runs, not the walks. As Mitchell in the air into shallow right field, and Blake Wilson comes over from a second base position to make the grab for out number one here. So he's retired for the first time in the game. As Drew Berkland, the Minnesota Golden Gopher, steps in for the first time. Drew Berkland, the Wayzata, Minnesota native, takes first pitch off speed in the dirt from, or the turf, I guess you would say here, since it's a turf field at Capital Credit Union Park. It's a shared baseball and soccer field here in Ashwaubenon. As left field is 338 down the left field line. If you want to pull a home run as a right-handed hitter, it's not going to say nearly impossible, but very difficult to do. Much easier to be a lefty at this ballpark. 2-0. Berkland into center field, and that will be a one-out single here for the Woodchucks in the second. Third hit on the board as Drew Berkland picks up what is his 26th hit of the season, so just nearing that 30-hit mark, as we're still waiting for a third member to join the 30-hit club on the Woodchucks. It's currently Dalton Pearson and Jesse Donahoe in that club. Drew Berkland inching closer there, as now the 9-hitter and the right fielder tonight from the University of Kansas, Jake Baker, steps in with Drew Berkland at first. First pitch from Fouch. Elevated fastball for strike one in the zone. Jake Baker, the Lawrence, Kansas native, playing in his 16th game, making his 16th start for Wausau, batting .250, 12 hits, a double, a home run, 6 RBIs, 9 runs scored, has been walked 14 times, and has an on-base percentage of .446. Fouch will throw it back over to Holman at first to check over at Berkland, but nothing really doing as Seagulls have taken over left center field here. A lot of Seagulls here right now. Interesting. Not really too sure why. 0-1. High fastball. Ball one. Jake Baker has reached base in 14 of 15 games played for Wausau. It was 13 of 13 until a game against Fond du Lac. 1-1. And the breaking ball misses low for ball two to Baker. Top of the order, and Brady Jurgella is on deck if Jake Baker does not hit a ball that results in a double play. I really hope I didn't just jinx that. 2-1. Berkland off to second, and the throw from Hernandez will not be in time as Berkland just beats it out. So I didn't jinx it. Drew Berkland over at second now with his 4th stolen base of the season. Not the fastest guy by any means on this Woodchucks roster, but he does have some speed. And now it's a 3-1 to Jake Baker, the left-handed hitting right fielder. And Baker takes it inside, and he is walked by Fouch. So runners are now on first and second for the top of the order and Brady Jurgella. Brady Jurgella, the Menasha, Wisconsin native. Shout out to a fellow intern with the Wausau Woodchucks, Danny Navas, also from Menasha, Wisconsin. Fun fact, those two played football together. As Jurgella first pitch swinging into foul territory, Jason Jones and George Wolko will congregate out there, and Wolko makes the grab off the first pitch seen by Jurgella. That's now 2 outs here in the second. As now coming to the plate will be Jesse Donahoe, who, like mentioned, is one of 2 hitters in the 30-hit club on the Woodchucks roster. And he was walked for the 24th time this season, which is by far the most on this Woodchucks team. So this guy sees the baseball pretty well, you could say. As he came into this one with a 17-game on-base streak, that now at 18 games. And he's got Berkland at second and Baker at first. Walked in his first at-bat, like mentioned, as he fouls off the first pitch fastball right behind him for strike one. His 34 hits, second on the team behind Dalton Pearson. Pearson comes into the game with 38, so 4 more hits than Donahoe. Pearson more than likely be the first member of the Woodchucks in the 40-hit club. But he's not in the lineup tonight, as mentioned. 0-1. Donahoe takes the fastball for strike 2. He's looking to avoid being the third out here in the second. 1-1 game. As the Woodchucks still dealing with runners in first and second. And the 0-2 to Donahoe. Donahoe takes the breaking ball just inside. And I mean just inside. Home plate umpire Andrew Chumley deciding that was just a little too close to Donahoe. And now the 1-2 from the hard-throwing Christian Fouch. Donahoe takes another breaking ball, that one outside this time. 2-2. And if you're the Woodchucks, you certainly wouldn't mind Donahoe getting on base as Mark Schallenberger is on deck. And with that right field wall only being 290 feet away from home plate, he'd be a good guy to have up as Donahoe fouls off the inside fastball. And thankfully staying alive on that one. So we'll retry the 2-2 between the Arkansas Razorback and the Georgia State Panther. Two outs, 2-2. And it's a high fastball as Berkland gets checked back over at second base, but the throw from Carlos Hernandez over to Cooper Kelly, not in time, the shortstop. Berkland was flirting with getting about a third of the way down the area between second and third base, but did decide to do a little double take and head on back. And now it's a full count between Donahoe and Fouch. Payoff. Donahoe in the air into left center. And under it is George Wolko, and he'll make the grab out there for out number 3, which will end the second. The Woodchucks leave runners stranded in Berkland and Baker, and it stays tied at 1 here after an inning and a half. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Time for the bottom of the second inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network, as it will be Jack Coleman leading off for the Rockers, followed by JoJo Jackson and Luke Muller here in the bottom of the second, facing off against Matt Milner. 1-1 ball game. As we are looking to keep this thing tied after 2 innings, as Jack Coleman, the UCLA Bruin, steps in for the first time in the game. He's batting in the 5 hole for the Green Bay Rockers. Jack Coleman takes first pitch inside on the fastball by Matt Milner. And that one missing inside again. Milner. 2-0 count to Holman, who's playing in his 16th or 15th game rather for Green Bay, batting .250. 2-0. And the off-speed just missing outside from Matt Milner. It's a 3-0 count, as he'll be looking to avoid giving up a leadoff base runner in Jack Coleman, the Wrightwood, California native. 3-0. Fastball outside. That's a 4-pitch walk to Holman. And first walk allowed of the game by Matt Milner. Jack Coleman walked for what is the 12th time on the season. Or 5th time, rather. As the Georgia State Panther, JoJo Jackson, will step in for the first time of the game. JoJo Jackson playing in his 32nd game with the Rockers, batting .301, 31 hits, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs. He has a home run and a triple against the Woodchucks here at Capital Credit Union Park, the Stone Mountain, Georgia native. First pitch from Matt Milner misses high, and he has thrown 5 balls to start this bottom of the second. Fun fact about Jackson, he's teammates with Dalton Pearson, Mike McGinnis, and Jesse Donahoe down in Atlanta at Georgia State University. And Milner checks over to Brigham, holding over Jack Coleman after the leadoff walk, as it's a 1-0 count between Jackson and Matt Milner. And on the ground goes JoJo Jackson. Christian Mitchell steps on the bag, and it's a 6-3 double play. And that's how you do it. 2 outs here in the second, as Milner forces the GIDP. Very nice. And now coming up with 2 outs after the double play is Luke Muller, the Arizona Wildcat. Muller fouls off the first pitch he sees and will go down the right field line out of play. Oh, 1. Breaking ball outside from Matt Milner. 1-1. Milner, fastball on the ground over to Donahoe at second. And the 4-3 ends the inning. So Milner only faces off against 3 batters. It's not a 1-2-3 in the scorebook, but it's a 1-2-3 in the mind of Milner, only facing off against 3 batters. And the game stays tied at 1-1 after 2 full innings here at Capital Credit Union Park. This is Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just 1 line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
And we're back for the 3rd inning here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network, as it is a 1-1 ball game here in Capital Credit Union Park. And we will be having a special guest join us in just a few minutes here, as we'll be joined by someone from the Woodchucks bullpen, just a FYI, to make this road call just a little more fun for you here tonight. And I'll give you a hint. He's one of the better starters on this Woodchucks team. He'll be coming over to do some color commentary for a few innings. As Mark Schallenberger, the first hitter of the frame for Wausau, and he takes first pitch strike from Christian Fouch for strike 1. 0-1 to Schallenberger, who was struck out in his first at-bat, was the first of 3 so far for Christian Fouch, who struck out the side in the first, did not have a strikeout in the second. As he takes the low breaking ball, 1-1. Schallenberger coming off a 3-hit night, including 2 home runs last night, as I mentioned, his first at-bat. He takes a powerful swing at that one on the low fastball, but fouls it off. And it heads over the grandstand here, over the suites, I guess you would call them. I think those are suites up there, it looks like. I'm going to go with that. Those are sweets. I think that's the safe bet to say. 1-2. And Schallenberger looks to get on base for the first time. Foul. Schallenberger into center field, and he will pick up his 4th hit as a Woodchuck in 3 games played. A leadoff single here in the 3rd, and the 4th hit of the game for the Chucks. Starting off in a good way here, as Colin Brigham, the power-hitting Oklahoma State Cowboy, steps in for the 2nd time. Already 1 for 1 on the day. He extended his 12-game hit streak to 13 in his first at-bat. Didn't even have to think about it. He just went up there and did it, as he's now dealing with a runner at first base in Mark Schallenberger. And first pitch breaking ball from the right-hander Fouch in there for strike 1. Fouch really working the curve, fastball, and change so far. Oh, 1 fastball, and Brigham fouls it off just behind it. On deck is Brent Witter for 3-4-5 at least here in the 3rd. Obviously hoping for more if you're the Wausau Woodchucks in this 1-1 affair. Brigham 0-2. Fouch, the pitch. Brigham fouls it off again. And this one bounces off the grandstand above those suites once again. He stays alive at 0-2. And Fouch tries it again. Schallenberger off to second, and Brigham into left field. Make that hit number 2 in back-to-back at-bats for Colin Brigham. And Brigham, who joined the 20-hit club last night, now already has 2 hits here against the right-hander Christian Fouch. That's back-to-back singles to start off the 3rd, and Brigham has 2 of the 5 so far for the Woodchucks. Picking up hits number 23 and 24 in the game tonight and on the season, as we are going to have a mound visit by the Rockers. The pitching coach, Billy Henley, coming out there to have a discussion with his right-hander, Christian Fouch, who's starting for the 2nd time this season against the Woodchucks. Back-to-back starts, in fact, for Fouch against the 21-16 Chucks. On the staff of Chris Krepline's Green Bay Rockers. And after back-to-back singles by Brigham and Schallenberger, coming up to the plate now will be Brent Witter. Witter, first pitch from Fouch with runners on 1st and 2nd. The Evansville Ace is already 1 for 1 with an RBI on the day as he takes a half swing at the first pitch he sees, but I couldn't tell if Andrew Chumley called that a strike or not. He didn't, so Witter held up on it and is able to lay off, but that ball got away from Carlos Hernandez behind the plate. Now the double play ball out of effect with no outs here in the 3rd, as runners are at 1st and 2nd. Brigham at 2nd and Schallenberger at 3rd base. The 1-0 to Brent Witter from Christian Fouch. As Witter swings and misses on the fastball. And now joining me is our special guest tonight, one of the better pitchers on this lineup, Nate Napholtz. Nate, welcome to the broadcast.
Just went to the bathroom, came out, and we have runners on scoring position, so maybe I have to go back. It's a good luck charm.
Oh, yeah. There was a pass ball by Fouch. Got away from Hernandez behind the plate. Now the 1-1 to Witter. And that fastball misses just outside. And, Nate, you're coming off a very nice 6 innings against Lakeshore. Picked up the win as well. So how you feeling after that outing?
Pretty good. Being transitioned into a starter is obviously a challenge. A lot more innings, a lot more pitches. Been a toll on the body, but just getting in a schedule, routine, weekly, and just following it and sticking to it has been pretty good for me. So just keep going. I think I got 2 more starts left in a Chucks uniform. So excited to see if that holds.
It's been very fun seeing you pitch so far. Looking forward to more, obviously, as Witter dealing with a 3-1 count from Fouch. Runner still on second and third as Witter foul tips the fastball, and I guess it was a 3-2 rather.
The scoreboard was wrong.
So I guess the scoreboard was wrong there for a second, but Witter strikes out for the first time. But, you know, there's only one out, so still hope left here in this inning.
Put a ball in play right here, get a run in, do a job, see what happens.
Already 2 singles by Brigham and Schallenberger. Brigham already 2 for 2. 13-game hit streak now, by the way, if you weren't aware. For Brigham, yep. As Colby Wallace, the left fielder from Cal State Fullerton, up for the second time, and fouls off the heater by Christian Fouch on the fastball. I think a ball in the air off the left-handed hitting Wallace is appropriate here. We haven't seen his power yet this season, really.
I will say the ball does fly to right field here. BP, the lefties were putting on a show today. So.
They were. They really were. As the Woodchucks in a great spot to try and make this more than a tie game. Carlos Hernandez tried to throw it over to Jason Jones, trying to throw off Mark Schallenberger, but the throw not in time. But Wallace down 0-2 now. Just put one in the air, Colby. That's all you need. And hey, if it goes to right, then definitely has a chance. 0-2. And the breaking ball. Got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Christian Fouch. That's a tough one.
I will say the shadow that's coming in is kind of tough for the hitters. So it's something to keep an eye out for. Ball's coming out from the light into the shadow. It's tough. Always tough as a hitter.
Yeah, the sun does set from behind the grandstand here at Capital Credit Union Park. Have you thrown at this ballpark yet?
Nope, have not. I don't know if I'd like it thrown here off the turf mound. Not gonna lie.
Pretty sure it's one of the only ballparks in the Northwoods that has a turf mound. As Mitchell comes through on the half swing off the breaking ball by Christian Fouch. Back-to-back unfortunate outs for the Woodchucks. Fouch now with 5 strikeouts. As he steps off, that'll be a disengagement. How's the pitch clock been for you so far, by the way?
Not very bad. I like to work quick, so I'm usually getting the ball at 20 and throwing it by 11, 12 seconds. Not bad.
Mitchell down the right field line will go foul, though. That was the right idea.
It's kind of crazy how they enforced the pitch clock, and in between innings this past inning, they had a between inning game, and it took about 4 minutes. So they're complaining about how long the game takes, and they're doing that.
Yeah, they have a very odd bunch of promotions here. They have like this hot dog toss to do later on in the game. I'm really too sure what that's all about.
They had a golf chip off. I've never seen that before. That was the first time I saw that.
Mitchell fouls off the fastball, but yeah, that golf chip off. Their coach completely duffed his shot. Didn't even go anywhere. That was pretty funny. So it's just a slow roller on the ground. Topped it pretty heavily. Kind of like myself in golf, not going to lie, but Mitchell staying alive in the 0-2, hoping to put the Woodchucks back on the board. This is one of the only road spots the Woodchucks had success in the first half. Went 2-1 against the Rockers here at Capital Credit Union Park. I will say though, this is a really great place.
Yes, it's one of my favorite parks. They do it right. The theme is the Rockers. They have rock music going on and all that stuff. Music's always bumping. You can't even think here sometimes. Oh.
And Mitchell takes a fastball in the low outside corner. That's 3 straight strikeouts off the arm of Christian Fouch, which ends the inning. Wausau leads 2 stranded at second and third after 2 singles in the inning. That's a tough way to go out if you're the Woodchucks. But we'll head into the bottom of the third, where Nate will stay right with me on the call. Don't go anywhere here, folks. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to make surly.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Will Charlton, Nate Naples back with you on the Woodchucks Baseball Network as Matt Milner enters inning number 3 of work. Nate, what have you seen out of Matt so far?
He's pounding the zone, 3 different pitches, fastball, slider, changeup. He looks pretty good, upper 80s. So keep on the attack.
It's really just been that one RBI that was hit by Jason Jones. Unfortunately, that did end the inning in the first as he only saw 3 batters in the second.
Good pitch, changeup.
As Wolko swings and misses, he up for the first time. Off speed by Matt Milner. Wolko way ahead of that one. Fun fact about Wolko, he just graduated high school. And that is a fastball down the middle, so Wolko now down 0-2, and that's some nice command so far by Milner. George Wolko, if he decides to, instead of getting drafted, will go to South Carolina. As Milner goes high outside fastball. I think that was probably the spot Berkland wanted it.
Yeah, definitely an 0-2 spot. Something competitive, but not in the zone.
As Milner ready for the 1-2 to Wolko, and Wolko, and that one's out of here. If you put one in the air here to right field, that's a left-hander hitter. There definitely will go. As Wolko will round the bases, and the Rockers take a 2-1 lead. That was actually Wolko's first home run of the season, too.
That was a blast. That ball went a long way.
I don't know if that's gone at Athletic Park, though.
It depends. Some nights the wind's blowing in at Athletic Park. The ball doesn't fly as much, but the warmer days that the wind blows out, it flies there.
Yeah, you just never know, as now up to bat is the shortstop, Cooper Kelly from the University of Kansas.
Fan almost got his head taken off over there.
Weren't really ready for that, as Kelly already down 0-2 to Milner, looking for his first out of the inning, now down 2-1. Has only allowed 2 hits, as Cooper Kelly hits another one right back to the same spot. The fan does make the grab this time, though. And now the 0-2 once again from Milner. Kelly fouls it off again. He's staying alive here. So after the high fastball, what do you think the approach is here for Milner?
Probably another changeup down. I mean, that's what he threw to the last batter that hit the home run. I think he set him up good. He was just sitting on the changeup, 1-2. Another fastball low.
Milner goes high. Cooper Kelly, the native of Overland Park, Kansas. Milner looking for the first out of the inning, and this one hit into right field. That's back-to-back home runs for the Green Bay Rockers. The 8 and 9 hitters pick up home runs for Green Bay. As Cooper Kelly goes yard. That's Cooper Kelly's second home run of the season. And go figure, both lefties hitting it to right field here. That's the way it goes. Matt Milner tried to get him on the slider, but who was waiting on it was Cooper Kelly. And now Kendall Ewell up for the second time, going through the order for the second full time are the Rockers. 1-0 to Ewell from Milner. That went over our heads here.
There's fans out back trying to scout balls.
I can't tell if they're leaving the ballpark trying to get there because he is wearing a jersey. Who knows?
It's like the fans that sit in the bay at San Francisco waiting for a home run. That's what it looks like back there.
That's true.
Great.
1-1 in the dirt on the slider by Milner. I guess once again in the turf is the right way to say it here, but 1-2 as Milner looking for out number 1 here in the third. Already back-to-back home runs hit by the Rockers. And Milner, elevated fastball inside. You think Milner's confidence has kind of gotten a little shaky after the back-to-back home runs?
I mean, he's still getting ahead of hitters. Both home runs are on a 1-2 count, so it's just execution in those counts. Got to be better.
And Kendall Ewell hits one into left field, and that'll be 3 straight hits allowed from Milner. Still nothing working in the pen for the Woodchucks, as Brock Moss, the field manager, was hoping for at least 3 innings, but pitching coach Ross Davis is going to go out there and talk to Matt Milner after 3 straight hits. So do you think this is kind of just relaxing?
Calm the nerves down. Read the situation, try and get a ground ball, get on the same page with all your infielders, catcher. See what pitch you want to go out with them first.
So I guess we get the chance. Nate, are you starting this
Sunday?
Okay.
Yeah, at Madison.
Against the quote-unquote 6,000 fans they get there?
Yeah. I saw when they made the old-fashioned theme, they sold 350 gallons of old-fashioned at their stadium, which is insane.
You know, they set a world record in a loss, and that's what they posted on social media instead of their final score graphic. Us and Madison have a lot of fun on social media together because obviously we're 5-1 against them.
A lot of beef between us.
Really no reason for it, though, as Kendall Ewell is heading off to first. This one into right field, though. He's going to have to retreat if Baker makes the grab, and he will. Quick throw over to Brigham, and that's a double play. Kendall Ewell is trying to steal second there and did not head back after the fly ball. So that is a very unconventional double play. But, I mean, if you're Matt Milner, it's kind of
I'll take it. I'd take that. Take anything you can get. Double play. What the doctor ordered right there. Get your final out. Get the team back. Get the offense back in the dugout.
So now up with 2 outs is Blake Wilson, or Carlos Hernandez, rather, as Hernandez fouls off the first pitch. Almost came right to us, actually. But the netting right in front of us. Pretty interesting angle we got right here. It kind of gives you a great,
Yeah, short backstop, too. So any pass ball, you got to be careful as a runner.
Gives us a great angle to look at the pitches, too. We can tell what they are very easily, as that's a fastball by Milner, and it's now an 0-2 cut to Hernandez as he's looking to retire the side after 3 home runs given up. Or 2 home runs, rather. Sorry, Matt, didn't mean to diss you there. It's just unfortunate that the right field wall is only 290 feet away.
The wind's blowing out to right today, so.
Making it even easier for left-handed hitters. Back in my day, I was a lefty hitter, but didn't really have much juice. So. Now the Woodchucks got to get one of the power-hitting lefties past that wall. Funny enough, Dalton Pearson and Drew Berkeley, the only two guys who've hit home runs here, are
both
righties.
righties, yeah.
As Milner goes high on the fastball, 2-2.
Shellberger's got the new Mark Shellberger. He's got some juice. 2 home runs last night. This is his kind of park.
Milner missing just outside on the fastball. And the count is full to Hernandez. Payoff. Hernandez into right center, and that has left the ballpark. 3 home runs here in the inning for the Rockers. It's now 4-1 Green Bay. What's crazy is that is not a home run at any other ballpark.
That's not a home run at our home field, but that was a good swing. It was slider away. Just stayed through it, hit it backside, off the top of the fence too. So.
And in fact, he's a righty hitter too, so he pushed that out here.
Yeah.
So now 2 lefties and a righty hitting home runs here in the third. It's 4-1 Rockers. And Jason Jones, another right-hander, hits this one down the right field line. I'm pretty sure righties purposely try to also push the ball here.
Yeah.
Were you pretty good at hitting in high school at all?
I hit like 310 my senior year, 2 home runs, so something I'm proud of. I'm PO now. I haven't touched a bat in 5 years. Took a pretty good round of BP the other day, pitcher's BP, so I'm happy with where the swing's at.
Milner the 1-1, and that
Off the handle.
Yeah, Jason Jones came through with the swing, so instead of a hit by pitch, it'll just be a foul ball. And it's a 1-2 as Milner still looking to retire the side here in the third. After 3 runs off 3 home runs to right field by the Rockers, Jones fouls off the 1-2. Now they're playing the Office theme here with the piano. I guess they call it the dueling pianos tonight here. Pretty good crowd here on this beautiful Thursday night in Ashwaubenon. Elevated fastball for ball 2. Still nothing really working in the pen, just some loosening up. As it looks like Henry Cohn getting a little loose, the right-hander from Brenham, Texas. 2-2 from Milner. And Jones staying alive. Fouls off. The 2-2. I'd have to imagine that Milner's probably done after the third here.
Yeah, I would assume the rule in the Northwoods is the pitch count in 1 inning's got to be under 35, I believe.
Yeah.
And if you go over that, you can't go back out for the next inning. So I think he's around that threshold.
It's actually why their guy pitching tonight was taken out of the game last time, as Milner hits the low outside corner with the breaking ball and picks up a strikeout to end the third, but the Rockers add 3 home runs, and the Woodchucks will look to answer to start the fourth when we come back on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. It's Berkland, Baker, Jurgella to start the fourth for Wausau as they'll look to answer the 3 runs put up by the Rockers in the third. They trail it 4-1. Each team with 5 hits, but unfortunately that's only led to 1 run so far for the Woodchucks. Last time here, the Rockers were able to take down Wausau 8-2 in a game that started off pretty close, but the Rockers ended up just eventually breaking away. And kind of the fashion they just did as Berkland takes first pitch fastball from Fouch, who's into his 4th inning of work now. Like I was saying, the 35 pitch count limit rule is the reason why Fouch got taken out in the 2nd inning of the game last Thursday night, I believe it was. I think Friday was when we beat the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders.
You're right, yeah.
2-1.
When they had the illegal bat, yeah, I remember that. Crab and Shuddy. Crab was just taking a test in the clubhouse. I walked in on him, so fun fact right there. He was on question 141, so I don't know what class he's in, but that's crazy.
I know he's taking like 12 credit hours right now or something like that. Very studious fella, Isaac Crab. 1-2 to Berkland, and the off-speed in there for strike 3. Berkland goes down looking, and that's the 6th strikeout for Christian Fouch. As Berkland goes down looking, he's now 1 for 2 as Jake Baker, who extended, I guess didn't extend his on-base streak, but has reached base for now the 15th of 16 games played as he was walked in the 2nd. Up next will be Brady Jurgell at the top of the order. Jake Baker, one of the lefties who definitely has the juice to put one over the wall. He hit a couple in batting practice. A number 30 versus number 30 matchup as Fouch number 30, Baker number 30 takes first pitch fastball, strike 1. And it is Henry Cohn warming up in the bullpen for the Woodchucks, one of the new second half additions. Fouch 0-1. Baker into left field on a push. George Wolko stands under it and grabs it out number 2. 2 quick outs here. Not exactly the way you want to start out here.
Moss is taking an offensive timeout right here. Probably trying to slow the pitcher down. He's pounding the zone. Probably a good velo, about 93, 95. Probably telling him to be on time for fastball right here, first pitch.
Will be one of the 2 offensive conferences allowed per game now. As Brock Moss, like Nate mentioned, talking to Brady Jurgella before he comes up to the plate. Jugs will look to keep the inning alive for the Woodchucks. As, of course, Jugs his team nickname.
Yep.
Jesse Donahoe on deck if Jurgella can get on base. Jurgella 0 for 2 so far, so keeping the inning alive will definitely be nice in a righty-lefty matchup. Jurgella has a home run on the season.
At Wisconsin Rapids.
Which is not an easy place to hit home runs at all. Fly balls go to die at that ballpark. But he is a former Rafter, so makes a little bit of sense. As he takes 1-0 outside, 2-0 on the off-speed by Fouch. Woodchucks looking to avoid a 1-2-3 here in the 4th. And Nate beat me to it. Ball 3. No reason to swing here. I can't imagine, at least.
Nah, definitely a take right here. You don't want to go down 1-2-3 on a 3-0 count.
I was a little shocked when Baker had the green light a few games ago.
Oh, yeah.
But the 3-0 to Jurgella. And it is inside.
That was close.
I think it looked like a strike from our angle, but it probably was inside.
It was definitely in.
2-out walk puts Jurgella at first base, and the inning stays alive for another lefty who has some power behind his bat, Jesse Donahoe. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run so far in this game. And on deck, if Donald's able to get on as a lefty who could tie the ball game up with one swing of the bat.
Very much so, yes.
Donahoe, first pitch swinging, fouls it off over the grandstand. I think it's pretty important for this game that Donahoe gets on base here. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely to get Shellberger in at bat with runners in scoring position. That'd be big for us.
0-1. And the fastball in there for strike 2. Donahoe down 0-2 as Wausau looks to stay alive here in the 4th against Christian Fouch. Nothing's going on yet in the bullpen for the Rockers. And the Razorbacks 0-2. Jorgella off to second base, and he'll be sliding in safely. Jorgella, one of the faster guys on this team, has stolen second and goes into scoring position for Donahoe, who took the 0-2. Jorgella picking up there what is now his 13th stolen base of the season. Which is second behind Dalton Pearson's 14. 1-2. And the breaking ball outside. Donahoe working the count back up after being down 0-2 with, like mentioned, Mark Schallenberger on deck. What do you think Donahoe's looking for here, Nate?
Definitely a fastball right here. Probably away. Catcher setting up away. See what happens. Yep.
Donahoe into center. That is not a place you would like to hit it here at Capital Credit Union Park as Kendall Ewell is under it. And he grabs it. The Woodchucks do not add a run. And Donahoe flies out as Henry Cohn will be coming into the game after 3 full innings of work by Matt Milner. We'll introduce him when we return on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Time for the bottom of the 4th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network as the Rockers still up 4-1 coming into the game after 3 full innings of Matt Milner is Henry Cohn, the Brenham, Texas native. And by way of McLennan Community College in Texas, the right-hander just finished up his sophomore year with McLennan. And he's facing off first against the first baseman from UCLA, Jack Holman. And his fastball low for ball one. And Nate, you started against the Green Bay Rockers once this season. So what did you kind of see from their hitting? And is it pretty much what we've seen so far tonight with obviously this ballpark being different than Athletic Park, but
I mean, yeah, their lineup has changed a little with like rosters and contracts and all that stuff. But I mean, they're pretty solid 1 to 9. You get ahead on them, they're going to spoil pitches. They're going to make you throw them a good pitch in the zone. And as a pitcher, you just got to try and make it be in a good location, down, out, in, up, down, in, out. Make them try and hit a good pitch that's competitive. And I feel like early in the game, we got ahead on hitters and just couldn't capitalize while we were ahead and just left pitches over the zone, which they hit out. So.
having the green light on 3-0 was Jack Holman, and Drew Berkland can't make the grab in foul territory. That's a little unfortunate. I think the bench was complaining for some sort of interference.
Yeah, the batter flipped the bat, which tricked Berkland trying to catch the ball. So I don't know if umpires saw that or not, but that definitely messed with them a little.
Well, yeah, Brock Moss is not going to try and say anything at all about it, but that should have been interference. But instead, it's a 3-1 between Henry Cohn and Jack Holman. And the fastball misses just inside and low for ball 4. And the first batter faced this summer for Cohn is a walk to Jack Holman, who's walked for the second time in the game. Both leadoff walks in the second and fourth. Cohn comes to Wassa after 14 appearances with McLennan. A 2-2 record, 1 save, 3.86 ERA, and 18 and 2/3 innings pitched. Struck out 12, allowed 16 hits, 12 runs, 8 earned, and walked 8 batters. As now JoJo Jackson, the right fielder from Georgia State, up for the second time, grounded into a double play. The first time, and that one underneath the glove of Brent Witter, as heading to third base will be Holman. And throwing to second instead of third is Colby Wallace. So runners on the corners after the single by Jackson, and Green Bay has some working here in the fourth.
Designated hitter, number 26, Luke Moeller.
Does the approach change at all with runners on the corners and no outs?
I mean, as a hitter, yeah, you're trying to hit the ball in the air. But as a pitcher, I mean, you're trying to get a double play. You're trying to minimize that run can score. Just trying to minimize, get a double play ball right here, or a strikeout. You got to be competitive right here. You got to get this guy swinging the bat because you'd rather have runners on the corner than have bases loaded.
I feel like a ground ball to Witter would be the best situation on the ground because that might not allow Holman to score. First pitch to the designated hitter Luke Muller, the Arizona Wildcat, misses low from Henry Cohn. As Green Bay is looking to add on to what is now a 4-1 lead here. Warming up in the pen for the Rockers is Jacob Faulkner. The Woodchucks have seen a handful of times already this season. And ground ball to Mitchell, 6-4-3, barehanded by Donahoe. Very nice turn of 2. And JoJo Jackson gave a little high five to Donahoe there, a couple Georgia State teammates. I don't know if you've heard any conversation between the four of them.
They talk to each other during the game every time we play each other. So it's just a little camaraderie they got. Then McGinnis and DP as well.
The Rockers do score the 5th run, but that is a ground into double play for Luke Muller. So 2 outs and no runners on for George Wolko, who scored the second run of the game off the home run he had in the third, the leadoff home run. 1 of 3 in the inning off the right arm of Matt Milner. And like mentioned, that home run was his first of the season. So the 1-0 from Cohn to Wolko on the ground, and will stay fair. Colin Brigham scoops it and taps the bag himself. And, you know, even though they scored a run, that is not a bad way to get out of the inning. As the Rockers do add another, lead at 5-1 after 4 full here at Capital Credit Union Park in Ashwaubenon. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
We have a new pitcher in the game for the Green Bay Rockers. It is Jacob Faulkner, who's coming in for the 15th time, an ERA of 1.69 and 32 full innings pitched. He's allowed 26 hits, 9 runs, 6 earned, walked 12, but has struck out 37. And he's got a very submarine-esque style of pitching. As first pitch to Schallenberger's the leadoff man outside on the fastball, I think that was.
That was a fastball, yeah. It's very tough to pick the ball up from down there. His hand's almost scraping the ground. He's that far down underneath. So any slider is probably going to look like it's going to rise. Fastball is going to rise. Then changeup's going to look like the fastball would just fall off the table. So definitely something that's odd, but I mean, it works for, as Green Bay has 2 of these guys that are sidearm guys, and they've both been very successful. So.
Well, it's already a 2-0 count to Schallenberger. As that pitch is in there for strike 1 on a fastball from Faulkner, the Princeton Tiger, by way of Venice, Florida, who's seen the Woodchucks for, I want to say, the 4th or 5th time at least, as Schallenberger takes the breaking ball for strike 2, 2-2 count. Schallenberger looking to
Hit him.
reach for the second time in the game, and yeah, like you mentioned, looked like it hit his foot.
Might have hit his leg guard, catcher's leg guard.
But even if it hits the ground first and then hits his leg, I'm pretty sure it's still hit by pitch. I guess that's not the case. But the 3-2, Faulkner. And this one hit into left by Schallenberger, and going back for its Wolko, but it's over his head. Schallenberger's off to second, and he's going for third. No, he'll stay at second. So that'll be a leadoff double for Schallenberger's second hit of the game. He's now 2 for 3. Another really good night for Schallenberger.
I think the sun was caught in the left fielder's eye right there. Off the bat, it looked like routine fly ball, but it kept carrying. It was a good swing by Schallenberger.
It's also got a weird motion coming off the bat of the lefty where it starts curving as it's pushed out. And now they're playing Gideon?
I don't know the song.
They're playing that like TikTok song that was Heartbreak Anniversary, I think it is, for Colin Brighamon, as this lefty could make this a 2-run ballgame. He tried to make it a 2-run ballgame with that swing there. Brighamon just puts one in the air. It's going to be a home run. He missed one against Battle Creek by just a few feet. It went off the wall against Battle Creek. And he hit one at home against Green Bay in the 14-0 win last Wednesday, as this one's grounded over to Jason Jones at first. Schallenberger stays at second. Brighamon thrown out at first. So the 5-3 does not allow the runner to advance.
Third baseman, number 2, Brett Withers.
That's just kind of an unfortunate first out. And we could really use an on-base appearance from Brent Witter here. He's 1 for 2 with that RBI single in the first, and he hits this one into left on a line, but it's caught by George Wolko. Brent Witter almost had a hit that would have advanced Schallenberger to third, but instead that's now back-to-back outs. And if there's someone who needs to hit really badly, it's this guy right here, Colby Wallace. He has 14 hits, 8 of those being doubles, and he has 2 triples. So 10 of his 14 extra base hits for Wallace. He fouls off the first pitch.
I will say Colby always hits the ball hard. It's just always right at someone. So start seeing those fall. It'll be good for him.
And the thing is, when he's hit those doubles, they've been gap shots.
Yeah.
He's found the gaps either in right center or left center. And he's a lefty who is kind of just feels due for one to leave the ballpark as he fouls that one off. That one leaves the field of play, so not playable for Jason Jones along the third baseline. But it's an 0-2 count for Colby Wallace from Faulkner, who's looking to get out of this inning, only allowing the double to Schallenberger. The left-handed batting Colby Wallace could really use a crack of the bat here. And Faulkner goes outside, misses. It feels like with Schallenberger in scoring position, this needs to be an inning where the Woodchucks get on the board here.
We got to answer back. That's two back-to-back innings Rockers scored. Got to get something here.
And Wallace tried to get it into right field, but instead it'll be a play for Blake Wilson at second. And he retires his side. Nate is going to head on here. So, Nate, appreciate you coming on. It's great to have you on. Got to do this again sometime.
Yep. As always, go Chucks.
And we're hoping that the Chucks will get going, listening, as he will head on back to the Woodchucks bullpen, and I'll have the rest of the game for you when we return on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Will Charlton here with you on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. Big thanks to Nate Nables for coming on to the broadcast. Today's special guest. Something that I would like to do more is bring some of the guys on to talk and have some fun with that and do some color commentary as ground ball hit by Cooper Kelly over to Brighamon, and Henry Cohn is there to cover the bag for out number one as Kelly grounds out and is retired for the first time of the game off the 3-1. Cooper Kelly, the home run back in the third, which made at the time a 3-1 game. And now the top of the order, and Kendall Ewell up here in the bottom of the fifth. Make sure to tune right back here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network Sunday for Nabholz's start against the Madison Mallards at Warner Park. Be happy to bring you that one. That's a 4:05 first pitch on Sunday, the next road game for the Woodchucks, as it'll be home against Green Bay tomorrow, Friday night, a 6:35 first pitch, and it'll be Firework Friday at Athletic Park. So make sure to come out to Athletic Park for some post-4th of July fireworks. I guess July 7th fireworks, another Firework Friday, the fourth one of the summer. As Cohn misses inside to Kendall Ewell, the Calumet City, Illinois native and the Kentucky Wildcats. Ewell 1 for 2 so far, up for the third time of the game. 1-1, and Ewell takes outside on the breaking ball from Henry Cohn, who's into his second inning of work after 3 by Matt Milner. Once again, giving up 5 hits, 4 runs all earned, walking 1 and striking out 1. The 2-1 to Kendall Ewell. High off speed. And Ewell watches that one go by him. It is a tad disappointed. 2-2. As the Woodchucks will look to get him out here. 2-2. The exact same pitch, but that one's just missing a bit high. And now the 3-2 to Ewell. Fastball swung down the right field line and past the glove of Jake Baker. That's off the wall, and Ewell will only have a single because of the fact of the dimensions here at Capital Credit Union Park. So Ewell with his second single of the game, and it comes here in the fifth. He's now 2 for 3. 5-1 Green Bay. As the second baseman, Blake Wilson, comes to the plate once again. And Blake Wilson, who is 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a run, up for the third time. Henry Cohn, first pitch high fastball, gets away from Berkland. Didn't even realize he dropped the ball. And off the second goes Ewell easily on the pass ball. So no double play ball in effect with 1 out anymore, as Ewell now at second, and a 1-0 count coming to Blake Wilson, the Kansas State Wildcat. Blake Wilson, like mentioned before, a recent transfer to Kansas State by way of Fort Scott Community College. Parker, Colorado native is Blake Wilson. Hit .352 in 61 games played this past season with Fort Scott. Hit 13 home runs and had 55 RBIs. And the 2-0 from Henry Cohn. Like I mentioned, his first outing as a Woodchuck this summer by way of McLennan in Texas. And that one's fouled off by Wilson for strike 1. Woodchucks in a 4-run hole, trying to avoid dropping the 17th game of the season and falling to 3-4 overall against the Rockers. This ballpark is a place the Woodchucks are 2-1 at. 2-game sweep over the Rockers in the fifth and sixth games of the season, a part of the 6-game win streak. As Kendall Ewell advances once again on another pass ball, he's now at third. So a fly ball by Blake Wilson, depending on where it goes, I guess, would score another run for Green Bay. As it's already 5-1 Rockers. And the infield now playing in with a runner on third. 3-1 to Wilson from Cone. And the changeup missing inside. And that now puts runners on the corners. So I guess that's not the worst thing in the world since the double play ball is now back in effect, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Blake Wilson steal. He already has a stolen base in the game. As now a man who has a home run in the game, Carlos Hernandez, back up to bat. Green Bay, the winners of the first half in the Great Lakes West, looking to start off the second half 2-1 and winning the first game of 6 against the Woodchucks in the second half. Blake Wilson is off the second as this one's hit on a line into right. Jake Baker will make the grab and he'll throw it back to, or he won't throw it to first to try and get the double play ball. As Blake Wilson got a huge lead. He was stealing on that one. He made it back to first base in time, but Carlos Hernandez flies out to Baker in right. And not able to tag up is Kendall Ewell. So now 2 outs here in the 5th. And the Woodchucks are looking for a scoreless frame here. But they have not scored since the first and will need the offense to pick up in this game if they want to have a chance. Absolutely beautiful night here in Ashwaubenon. Just about 100 miles east of Wausau is Green Bay. Titletown, USA. As Blake Wilson's off to second again. Berkland's throw will not be in time to Donahoe, and he dropped the ball, so Kendall Ewell comes home to score. Will not be a scoreless frame. The Woodchucks were 10-2 against Green Bay a season ago and 12-0 the year before that. Green Bay already with more combined wins against the Woodchucks this season than the past 2 years. That's kind of sounds crazy to say, but that is how dominant the Woodchucks have been over the Rockers, even with all the roster turnover and all that in the Northwoods League. As Jason Jones fouls off the first pitch he sees in the 6-1 game now. And the count is 0-2 between Jones and Cone. Cone looking to get out of this thing after allowing the third straight inning with a run to Green Bay. 0-2, fouled off by Jones. He stays alive. 1 run, 6 hits for the Woodchucks, 6 runs on 7 hits for the Rockers. Oh, 2. Cone again. And the breaking ball gets in there for strike 3. Cone picks up a strikeout, and Jason Jones goes down looking. His first strikeout, and that will end the 5th. But the Rockers take a 6-1 lead off 1 more run. And they are in the driver's seat so far here tonight in Ashwaubenon. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you know, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS, but one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com. A 6-1 lead for the Green Bay Rockers here as we head into the top of the 6th. And the Woodchucks will start off with the shortstop from Central Michigan University, Christian Mitchell. Once again playing in his 3rd game. He is 0 for 2 in the game. The right-handed hitting Mitchell from Romeoville, Illinois. Two-way guy for the Central Michigan Chippewas, and field manager Brock Moss said he might get maybe about 10 innings of work out of the bullpen this season as well, as he's already up 2-0 in the counts against Jacob Faulkner. Christian Mitchell 2-hit night yesterday against the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders in the 16-8 win, and that just kind of shows the way baseball is, as the Woodchucks are able to put a run on the board in the first and have not scored since. This is a ground ball up the middle by Christian Mitchell, and he'll start off the 6th here with a base hit. So the leadoff man aboard for Wausau for the 3rd time in the game. And now they're playing Gary Come Home, the SpongeBob Classic, as Drew Berkland comes to the plate. And Drew Berkland, who is 1 for 2 in the game, up for the 3rd time, takes breaking ball from Jacob Faulkner outside and away. The right-handed hitting Berkland does. God, I can't imagine how hard it is to see that ball as a righty. 1-0 from Berkland, or to Berkland, I should say. And Faulkner misses that one low and outside again. 2-0 count. Berkland singled back in the 2nd, his 1 hit on the evening. And Berkland picked up his 26th hit. Another person inching close to that 30-hit club on the Woodchucks roster as he takes the first strike of the at-bat from Jacob Faulkner. And the 2-1 to Berkland. Off speed outside. Jacob Faulkner, like mentioned, 32 full innings pitched in 14 appearances coming into this. He's into his 2nd full inning of work now. He's coming in against the Woodchucks for what is now the 4th time, as Berkland fouls that one off his own foot. Going to the field of play, but obviously you can't run on that if it's fouled. Jake Baker is on deck. The last time out against the Woodchucks came in the 13-7 win for the Rockers, where he went 3 full innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs all earned, and struck out 3 with 1 walk. Payoff to Drew Berkland, 3-2. Christian Mitchell at first, and Berkland takes inside, and he's off to 2nd. So the Woodchucks, who are trailing by 5, with the first 2 men aboard here in the 6th, and the offense needs to start in this inning, as Jake Baker, a power-hitting lefty, could make this deficit a little bit smaller with 1 swing of the bat. He's 0 for 1 as Carlos Hernandez coming out there to talk with Faulkner, so giving out back-to-back base runners. As now, like mentioned, Jake Baker, the right fielder from the University of Kansas, up to the plate. With runners on first and second, this feels like a spot the Woodchucks need to capitalize on. His first pitch fastball from Faulkner for strike one. And the submarine style won't exactly trick Baker like it would other hitters because Baker's a lefty. I still can't imagine it's the easiest to hit against, as Faulkner, first or second pitch of the at-bat outside on the breaking ball. 1-1. Just finished his redshirt freshman season with the Princeton Tigers of the Ivy League. Like mentioned, native of Venice, Florida. 54 and 2/3 innings pitched with Princeton this past spring. 1-1 to Baker. Baker swings and misses. He's underneath it. And the count is 1-2. So now the 1-2. And Baker fouls that one off. And it's off the grandstand. Baker, the 1-2, once again from Jacob Faulkner, and that one just misses outside on a fastball. Baker, like mentioned, 0 for 1. Has 12 hits this season. The 13th could come in a big way right here, as the Woodchucks need some offense to get working here in the 6th. 2-2. Baker fouls it off again. A bit behind it. And the Kansas Jayhawk will step in once again for the 2-2. Mitchell at second, Berkland still at first. And Faulkner, the delivery. Baker on the ground, past the glove of Holman at first base, and he has loaded the bases up with his 13th hit of the season. And, well, this game might be getting a little interesting here, as Baker picks up the second hit of the inning, and the Woodchucks have ducks on the pond. And now the top of the order, and Brady Jurgella will come through around for the 4th time. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Woodchucks have gone through the order more than the Rockers have so far. Like, coming into the 6th here, they were more than halfway through the order, as the Rockers not even halfway through the order the 4th time, or the 3rd time around. So now the Woodchucks up for the 4th time total. Jurgella, the left-hander, takes first pitch off speed by Faulkner. Ball 1. Jurgella, who is 1 hit away from the 30-hit club. He would be joining Donahoe and Pearson if he could come through right here for Wausau. 1-0 from Faulkner. Jurgella fouls it off. And we'll go right over the dugout of the Rockers. One. Jurgella takes inside on the fastball. 29 hits, 4 doubles, a home run, 10 RBIs for Jurgella coming into this game. He was walked in the 4th, so he extended his 24 game on base streak to 25 already. But he's looking for more. 2-1. Jurgella way behind it, swings through and misses. Two count now between Jurgella and Jacob Faulkner. Big spot in this game, no outs here. Faulkner, Jurgella into left center, and it will drop. Mitchell's on the way home. Berkland's on the way home. Baker's going home. Jurgella into 3rd. Bases clearing triple. And all of a sudden, it's only a 6-4 game. And away, Jurgella. Welcome to the 30-hit club on the season. First triple for Jurgella picks up RBIs 11, 12, and 13. And Jurgella's swing of the bat has put the Woodchucks right back into this ball game. As it looks like Chris Kreplin has seen enough from Jacob Faulkner. We'll introduce a new pitcher when we return. There's still no outs here in the 6th, and the Woodchucks are rallying. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're listening to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Brady Jurgella's swing of the bat, and the Woodchucks are well alive here. A 3 RBI triple, bases clearing for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Once again, he's in the 30-hit club now, and his first triple of the season comes at a great time. Jesse Donahoe up to the plate, still with no outs here in the top of the 6th inning as the Woodchucks are looking to rally now. As Jacob Faulkner's night is done, into the game comes Michael Riley, the pitcher from Gateway Community College in Arizona, the native of Scottsdale, Arizona, making his 7th appearance. Has a 1.8 ERA, 0-1 to Donahoe, with Jurgella still at third. And that one missing outside and high, 1-1. Pitched in 10 full innings, allowed 8 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, and has struck out 9. And the Woodchucks will at least see Donahoe, Schallenberger, and Brigham in this inning still. 1-1. Donahoe swings and foul tips the ball into the glove of Carlos Hernandez behind the plate. It'll be a 1-2 count. As Donahoe up for the 4th time. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. Michael Riley, the 1-2. And Donahoe takes it outside on a fastball, 2-2. Michael Riley facing against the Woodchucks for the 2nd time this season. Came in that 13-7 win for the Rockers. Pitched an inning and 2/3. Gave up 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 2-2 to Donahoe. Donahoe into right over the glove of Blake Wilson. It's a 1-run ball game. RBI single for Jesse Donahoe. 6-5, 4-run 6th inning for Wausau. And the Chucks are alive. It's too bad that we couldn't have Nate on for this inning. But there are still no outs here in the 6th, and it's already a 4 spot in the inning. 3 RBI triple by Brady Jurgella, and the RBI single by Jesse Donahoe puts Mark Schallenberger at the plate. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a triple, or a single and a double. I mean, a triple will be cool if he can get that. 1-0 to Schallenberger, who rips this one down the first base line and hits off the wall of the Woodchucks dugout. And Oklahoma State Cowboy Brennan Holt and Kansas Jayhawk Jake English saying, no, hit it that way, not toward us, that way, the other way at Schallenberger. One. Riley outside on the off speed. 2-1. Schallenberger, another hit here. Could certainly, well, it wouldn't hurt, I'll tell you that much. 2-1 between Michael Riley and Mark Schallenberger. And Schallenberger takes fastball for strike 2. On deck is Colin Brigham, who also has 2 hits on the night. So the inning far from over for Wausau. Already 4 runs here and still no outs on the board. 2-2 to Schallenberger. Michael Riley looking for the first out of the inning for the Rockers. Schallenberger down the first base line and just goes foul. Not a bad idea by Mark Schallenberger. So it'll be a 2-2 still. As Holman at first holds on Donahoe. And Schallenberger, the 2-2. Schallenberger into left center. And that is not the way Schallenberger wanted to go down, obviously, as Donahoe will retreat back to first. And that is the first out of the inning. Schallenberger now 2 for 4. As Colin Brigham, who's already 2 for 3 on the night, up for the 4th time. A 3rd hit of the game could certainly be beneficial for Colin Brigham. Michael Riley, first pitch to the 6'6" first baseman from Smithton, Illinois. Only 1 out still. Righty-lefty matchup. Brigham looking to take the lead with 1 swing of the bat as that fastball clips the lower edge of the strike zone for strike 1. Brigham, who, like mentioned, has already picked up hits number 23 and 24 on the season. 1-1. Brigham took a big hack at that one, but swings through it. And the count is 1-2. Brent Witter, the hitter on deck if Brigham is able to keep the inning alive. As Riley checks back over to Holman at first. Donahoe safe. Brigham already extended his 12-game hit streak to 13 in his first 2 at-bats. 1-2. And that one's taken outside on the changeup by Michael Riley. 5 runs, 10 hits. No errors on the board for either side. 6 runs on 7 hits for the Rockers. It's really just been those 3 home runs. That's really it. 2-2. Brigham fouls off the fastball that was low in the zone. And he stays alive at 2-2. He's looking to put one in play against the Gateway Community College product, Michael Riley. Already the 3rd pitcher in the game for the Rockers. 2-2. Once again, Brigham into left, but it's stopped and not able to make the play is Cooper Kelly. 3rd hit of the game for Brigham. That would have been a very hard play for Kelly anyway, as it nearly got into left, but now the inning stays alive. And Brigham now 3 for 4. Back-to-back 3-hit nights for Colin Brigham. As now with runners in first and second, still only one out, comes Brent Witter, the Evansville ace, who picked up his first hit since last Wednesday against these Rockers in the 14-0 win, where he went 4 for 5. And so far in this game, he's 1 for 3 with that RBI single he had back in the first. He was the hitter that put the first number in the run category of the night for the Woodchucks, that RBI single. And he fouls off the first one, 0-1. Michael Riley. Brent Witter in the air into right field as Donahoe will tag up from second. JoJo Jackson out there on a warning track to make the grab, but that does put runners on the corners, and the tying man is at third. So Witter flies out in foul territory, but Donahoe over to third base now. As right now would not be a bad time to put your first hit on the board if you're Colby Wallace. All you have to do is get one past the infield. Not on a fly ball, of course, but I mean get it past the infield to where it's on the ground. There you go. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch fastball from Riley outside to the Cal State Fullerton man. 0 for 3 on the night. Like mentioned, his last step out was with Nate Napoltz on the call with me. That made this broadcast just a little bit more fun than it usually is as Wallace swings through it. Donahoe decides to not come home, but Brigham off to second off the pass ball. So now runners on second and third. And the tying run and leading runner are in scoring position with a 1-1 count to Colby Wallace. Wallace is the only Woodchuck who has not reached base so far in the game. If he could change that right here, I'm sure every Woodchuck would be happy, including myself. 1-1, and Wallace swings through the off-speed. I have some company tonight, not the only intern who made the trip. Jenna Horning, our social media intern, on the trip as well. 1-2. Wallace puts one in the air, and George Wolko under it and grabs it. And that will end the inning. But this game has gotten a little more interesting as the Woodchucks put up a 4 spot, and it's 6-5 after 5.5 here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
Things have just gotten a little more interesting here at Capital Credit Union Park. Will Charlton here with you tonight on the Woodchucks Baseball Network as Jack Holman leads off the inning against Henry Cohn, who's into his third full inning of work. The McLennan Community College product up once again. 1-0 to Holman, and breaking ball for strike one. Holman in the game, the first baseman, is, well, without a record at bat. He has 2 walks and a run. So still 0 for 0 is the UCLA Bruin playing first base tonight. And the breaking ball from Cohn, the curveball missing inside. 2-1. Henry Cohn, his 2 innings so far, has let up a couple of runs. As a ground ball hit to Brigham, played on a hop, and Brigham will chuck it over to Cohn at first base for out number 1 of Jack Holman, and he is retired for the first time in the game, but he's 0 for 1. Henry Cohn has 1 walk and 1 strikeout, or 2 walks and 1 strikeout so far. And like mentioned, a couple of runs allowed. The runs are not off hits, though. As scoring on the double play in the 5th was Jack Holman, and then scoring in the 5th off the pass ball was Kendall Ewell. Now up is JoJo Jackson, the Georgia State Panther. And Jackson swings and misses at the fastball. As we have another new arm warming up in the pen for the Woodchucks is Dominic Reed down there. Henry Cohn looking to finish off this inning, though, as Jackson hits one in the air. That's into left field, and that is where balls go to die here at Capital Credit Union Park. Colby Wallace makes the grab, and that's 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. JoJo Jackson now 1 for 3, and that brings up Luke Muller. It's kind of crazy to think about that the Woodchucks have 11 hits, but only 5 runs, have gone through the batting order 3.5 times. Well, they're halfway through the 4th full time, and the Rockers are not even 3 full times all the way through yet. As Muller breaking his bat on the ground to Brigham, and that is a 1-2-3 inning in very quick fashion for Henry Cohn and the Woodchucks, who are looking to tie or take the lead in the 7th. This game is interesting, folks. It's only 1 run, as we'll be back for the top of the 7th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet. Track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan. Offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just 1 line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
Time for the top of the 7th here as the Woodchucks are looking to tie or take the lead against the Green Bay Rockers. and pitcher Michael Riley, as we will start off with Christian Mitchell, the shortstop, who puts down a bunt, and it stays fair. Quick trigger from Carlos Hernandez, and the throw is not in time. First base umpire Andrew Thomas said coming off the bag was Jack Holman, and that is a bunt infield single by Christian Mitchell to start off the frame. Mitchell's second hit in the same amount of innings, and that is the 12th on the board for Wausau. And with the tying run aboard with no outs, that's never something you can be disappointed with, as Chris Kreplin is going to go out there and talk with home plate umpire Andrew Thomas. And now we have an umpire congregation between Thomas, Chumley, and third base umpire Connor McKenzie. We'll have to see what the verdict is, but from my angle, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible here. It looked really, really close to the point where it's hard to overturn that, I feel like, without video review. As they're going to call over Brock Moss to the congregation. And usually when they have the opposing manager in the congregation, it's never exactly a good sign. And they're going to call him out. They're going to say he was out. He did not end up beating out the throw. And first base coach Hudson Bilodeau does not agree whatsoever. So a very good effort by Christian Mitchell, but he is out on the bunt single, or the bunt single attempt, I should say. As the umpire congregation does not end in favor of the Wausau Woodchucks. 1-0 to Birkeland. Make that 2-0 on a fastball inside by the Gateway Community College product, Michael Riley. Birkeland the game, 1 for 2 with a walk and a run. He scored the second of 3 off the bat of Jurgella. His bases clearing 3 RBI triple in the 6th. And Birkeland swings and misses at the changeup. 2-2. Birkeland takes outside on a fastball. And fun fact, in this season series between the Rockers and the Woodchucks, it was the first time the losing team scored more than 5 runs in that game last Thursday. Birkeland into center field. Kendall Ewell's tracking it and makes the grab for out number 2. But let's think about this. In the first 2 games, the Rockers put up 4 runs each. And then when you look to the next 2, Wausau put up 2, then 4. And then Wausau shut them out 14-0. So it was the first time that the losing team put up more than 4 runs. And that will be the second time this season series in 7 games that will be the case tonight. As the Woodchucks with 5, the Rockers with 6. Jake Baker up for the 4th time. The Woodchucks will have completed 4 times through the batting order after Baker hits here. Jurgella on deck if Baker can't get on for the 3rd time. He's 1 for 2 with the walk in the 2nd. And the run scored off the Jurgella triple in the 6th. 2-1, 2 outs. Baker takes the changeup low in the zone as Michael Riley thought he had a strikeout. That was only strike 2 there, so hold on a second, Mr. Right-hander. 2-2. And the changeup misses high and outside. Carlos Hernandez repositioning it, did not work. Payoff, 2 outs. Baker swings and misses. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Michael Riley and the Green Bay Rockets on defense, but it's still 6-5, and we still have an interesting game here as we're heading into the bottom of the 7th here at Capital Credit Union Park. Here, listen to Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
The night for Henry Cohn is over, but he settled in pretty nicely, going 3 full innings, only allowing 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Walking a couple of batters, striking out 1. And now into the game comes the Oklahoma State Cowboy, Dominic Reed, the native of Little Elm, Texas, the Oklahoma State Cowboy, who is making his 5th overall appearance for Wausau. Has a game started. He's 0-2 with a 10.29 ERA, 2.43 walks and hits per innings pitched rate. 7 full innings of work, has struck out 3, allowed 10 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned, has walked 7, and has an opposing batting average of .345. His last outing, a pretty shaky one against the Fond du Lac Dock Spiders. He's looking to avenge himself after that. First pitch to George Volko. He swings and misses at the breaking ball. The Downers Grove, Illinois native. 0-1. And Reed on the off-speed has him down 0-2. A couple of nice pitches back-to-back by Dominic Reed, who's looking to come in after Henry Cohn went 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the 6th. And the 0-2 to Wolko. High fastball. Wolko 1 for 2. He hit the home run in the 3rd, which was his first home run of the season. 1-2. Fastball just missing inside. That looked pretty darn close to me. 2-2. Reed delivers. And the off-speed just misses outside. So now it's a full count. Reed barely missing his spot in the past couple of pitches. Time to battle, Dominic. 3-2. Low fastball, and after being up in the count, 0-2. That's 4 straight balls thrown, and Wolko off to first with a leadoff walk. 8th walk allowed this season by Dominic Reed, and now 5 appearances. Cooper Kelly, the Kansas Jayhawk, who's very used to wearing the red, white, and blue, up for the 3rd time. He also hit a home run. That was his 2nd as he swings and misses off the fastball by Dominic Reed, just a bit under it. His first home run of the season was also his 13th RBI, or his 2nd home run of the season, rather. 0-1 from Reed. This one's hit into center on a line. Jurgella will catch it. Nice grab by Jurgella. And Cooper Kelly goes down for out number 1 here in the bottom half of the 7th. As now the top of the order, and the Rockers about to go through the batting order for the 4th time. The Woodchucks will be starting their 5th way through when we come back to their bats in the 8th, as first pitch fastball gets away from Birkland. And off to second goes George Wolko, so no double play ball in effect anymore. With 1 out as Kendall Ewell takes the low fastball. Birkland, who's a mix of a catcher and an outfielder, was primarily playing outfield when the rotation of Drew Stengren, Jacob Schroeder, and Jake English was a healthy 3-game rotation where each would pitch or catch 1 game and then would have 2 games off between the next time they would be out there. But Birkland and English have been pretty much swapping back and forth catching since that rotation has stopped due to Stengren and Schroeder both leaving the team, both for different reasons. 1-0 as Ewell fouls that one back. One count to Kendall Ewell, who has 2 hits tonight. Only Rocker with 2 hits. Has 2 of the 7 so far. 1-1 from Reed. And Ewell fouls that one off. Reed up in the count 1-2, looking for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. One-run ball game. We have ourselves a good one here on this Thursday night in this first of 2 in a 2-game set between the Green Bay Rockers and the Wausau Woodchucks. 1-2 from Reed. Ewell swings and misses on the changeup, and Reed picks up his first strikeout and his 4th on the season. 2 outs now here in the 7th as Blake Wilson, the second baseman, who is 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch, a walk, a run, and 2 stolen bases.
Second baseman number 2, Blake Wilson.
Wilson looking to keep the inning alive for the Rockers. Wolko still at second. Low fastball gets away from Birkland. Then the throw to third base. And great play by Brett Witter, who stopped the ball from going into the area of the bullpen of the Rockers, which more than likely would have forced a scored run. Drew Birkland's throw not very clean over to third base. But Brett Witter, who is a very, very good third baseman, just saved the Woodchucks going down by another run. 1-0 to Wilson. High in the air. It's popped up. And it's playable. Christian Mitchell's watching it in shallow left and makes the grab. And the Woodchucks get out of that one, stranding a runner at third in George Wolko. And it's still 6-5 after 7 full innings of play here at Capital Credit Union Park here in Schwabenau, Wisconsin. Don't go anywhere. We got some late game dramatics here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Don't miss out on any of the great food at Athletic Park. For tickets, call 715-845-5055.
The savings are heating up this summer at Cellcom. Save up to $300 on the top phones from our most iconic brands. Plus, save $150 on all connected tablets, smartwatches, and cameras. Keep kids busy this summer with a tablet, track your steps with a smartwatch, or monitor your cabin with a camera. Now, unlimited data is more affordable than ever with our single unlimited plan, offering unlimited data for only $29.95 per month for just one line. Visit cellcom.com/save for details.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, you know, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you know, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Six to five ball game into the top of the eighth inning here, and Ashwaubenon as Tyler Horvath comes into the game after 2 full innings of work by Michael Riley, and he's facing off against the top of the order and Brady Jurgella. 1, 2, 3 at least here for the Woodchucks. Jurgella on the ground over to Blake Wilson at second, and the throw just barely in time to Holman at first, but Jurgella down on a 4-3 ground out to start off the eighth here. The Woodchucks went 1, 2, 3 in the seventh. As Tyler Horvath, the fourth pitcher of the game for the Rockers, and he goes low fastball for ball one to Jesse Donahoe. Horvath comes in with a .92 ERA, 19.2 thirds innings pitched. Or 19 and 2/3 innings pitched. 3-1 record, 2 saves, 10 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 28 strikeouts, 11 walks. The Case Western Reserve product. Fastball down the middle for strike one to Donahoe. Tyler Horvath, who has seen the Woodchucks before this season. 1-1. Low off speed. 2-2 to Donahoe, who comes into this fifth at bat. 1 for 3 with that RBI single in the sixth and a walk with a run in the first. 2-1 to the Georgia State Panther. And Donahoe fouls off the 2-1, 2-2 count. Donahoe now with that single he had back in the sixth on a 5-game hit streak. An 18-game on-base streak after he was walked in the first. He also picked up RBI number 23 on the season, which is second on this Woodchucks team behind Dalton Pearson's 29. 2-2 with 1 out here in the top of the eighth. Jesse Donahoe, Tyler Horvath, the pitch. Donahoe takes it in the turf for ball 3. And he's looking to reach for the third time of the game. This is a fun one tonight here in Ashwaubenon. Payoff. Donahoe fouls it off. And he stays alive. Tyler Horvath, like mentioned, the Case Western Reserve product. From Twinsburg, Ohio. Just finished up his junior season. 3-2 again. Donahoe fouls it off again. Finished with a 1-2 record with 4 saves and 25 innings of work for Case Western reserved through 26 strikeouts this past season. His ERA was 3.6. And fun fact about Horvath, he was the first relief pitcher in program history to be named an All-American in 2022. 3-2 again to Donahoe. Fouls it off for a third time. So the lefty from Columbus, Georgia, the Georgia State Panther, trying to stay alive and keep or start some offense here for the Woodchucks, who are trailing by 1 still. 5 runs, 11 hits for Wausau, 6 on 7 hits for Green Bay. Top of the 8th here in Ashwaubenon. And the payoff for the 4th time in the at-bat. Donahoe fouls it off again. He is seeing the ball well in this at-bat. He's looking to stay alive. I guess he's not looking to. He has been staying alive. And now the 5th time with the payoff pitch. Horvath. Fastball, and that one is taking on the inner half of the strike zone. Donahoe goes down looking after what was a very good at-bat to that point. Horvath picks up the first strikeout of the outing, and now the Woodchucks will be looking to avoid going 6 up, 6 down in the past 6 hitters. As Mark Schallenberger, 2 for 4, up to the plate for the 5th time. Single and a double tonight. 5 hits now on the season, back-to-back 2-hit nights for Schallenberger. Or I guess back-to-back multi-hit nights, like you should say. 3 hits with 2 home runs last night. As Schallenberger takes first pitch breaking ball from Horvath. 1-0. And Schallenberger swings and misses. Foul tips it into the glove of Carlos Hernandez. One counts at the Evansville ace, Mark Schallenberger. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Schallenberger into center on a line, and Kendall Ewell slides in and grabs it for out number 3. That was a well-hit ball by Schallenberger, but just could not find the right spot to place it. And that is back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings on offense for the Woodchucks. And they'll have to hold the Rockers to no runs to keep this thing comfortable, as they'll have one last chance in the 9th to tie or take the lead. We'll be back for the bottom of the 8th on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, good to have you back on your game.
Yeah, well, I only got cancer so that you could tell people that, you shaved your head for solidarity and not because you're going bald.
Right. And I got a minivan to make your little moped look cool.
Okay. Well, couldn't have gotten through without you.
Love you, bro. I'm glad you're sticking around.
Oh, that means so much coming from Mom and Dad's second favorite.
Whatever.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But one person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
Is cancer number
Dominic Reed into his second inning of work after only facing off against 4 batters, only allowing 1 base runner to George Wolko, straining him at third base. The Woodchucks back out on defense as Reed facing off against Carlos Hernandez for 3-4-5 here. As we head into the bottom half of the 8th, it's a 6-5 lead for Green Bay here at Capital Credit Union Park as Hernandez takes the 1-0 for strike one on a fastball from Reed. Hernandez in the game, 1 for 3 with that solo shot in the third. 1 of 3 home runs hit in the inning off Matt Milner. And Hernandez in the ground, hit right to Dominic Reed, and Reed throws out Carlos Hernandez at first base to his Oklahoma State teammate Colin Brigham. 3 straight retired batters, or 4 straight now retired batters for Dominic Reed. As the Woodchucks are looking to hold this thing into the top half of the 9th, where they'll need for sure at least 1. And hopefully no more than just that. Reed, first pitch to Jason Jones in there for strike 1 on an off-speed. Jason Jones, 1 for 3 with that single he was put out on at second base in the first. 0-1 from the Oklahoma State Cowboys. The Arkansas Razorback, and Jason Jones ahead of that one, swings at the changeup. And Reed up 0-2 in the count. Reed settling nicely so far, as he's looking to retire a 5th straight batter. 0-2. Fastball just outside. One, 2, 1 out. Reed, the pitch. Fouled off on the off-speed by Dominic Reed. He stays alive at 1-2. Does Jason Jones, the Arkansas Razorback. Native of Savannah, Texas. One, 2. Once again. And Reed goes fastball outside. 2-2 count. The 2-2. And Jones fouls that one and hits it out of here. So Jason Jones trying to work this at bat. He's doing a pretty good job of it so far. As we'll try the 2-2 once again. The right-hander Reed misses in the turf. Lost control of it. Held onto it for just a little bit too long. And the count will be full. Looks like the Woodchucks will let Dominic Reed go this 8th inning, as there's no work going on in the bullpen. And the payoff to Jones. Jones on the ground. Jesse Donahoe stops it at second. The throw in time to Brigham. Nice play by Jesse Donahoe. He stopped it from going into center field, then pulls a quick trigger on it and throws out Jason Jones at first on the 4-3. 5 straight retired batters for Dominic Reed, as the UCLA Bruin Jack Holman comes to the plate for the 4th time. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run. Holman, the listed catcher playing first base tonight, swings and misses for strike 1. As Dominic Reed looking to go 1-2-3 here in the 8th and give the Woodchucks the best chance possible to try and tie or take the lead. As this one's hit into shallow left field by Holman. Coming in to make the grab is the center fielder, Brady Jurgella. And that is a 1-2-3 inning from the right-hander, Dominic Reed, who has had 2 very nice innings of work. And the Woodchucks need 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead when we come back for the top of the 9th here on the Woodchucks Baseball Network.
Over 600,000 Americans are projected to die of cancer this year. 250,000 will likely battle muscular dystrophy. 5,000 may be diagnosed with ALS. But 1 person can become the difference. All it takes is you to help researchers improve the health of Wisconsinites by participating in the All of Us research program. Join today to feel the power of one.
To buy your own Woodchucks merchandise, visit the Woodshed at Athletic Park, or you can visit our website, www.woodchucks.com.
I'm so glad you and Jack are home. His birthday was supposed to be today, right, Mom?
That's right.
He wanted to meet me 8 weeks early.
He sure gave us a scare, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's so perfect. It's just you and me, Jack. Can I take him to show and tell?
We'll see.
It's rally time. As we're into the top of the ninth, the Woodchucks need 1 to tie or 2 to take the lead, as it'll be 4, 5, 6 in the order of Colin Brigham and Brent Witter and Colby Wallace. 2 lefties and a righty will be facing off against Tyler Horvath, who's looking for another save on the season, which would be save number 3, as Brighaman, who has 3 hits tonight, all 3 singles, leads off here in the ninth. As Brighaman, back-to-back 3-hit nights for the Oklahoma State Cowboy. And he's facing off against the right-hander, Tyler Horvath. First pitch from Horvath to Brighaman, and it's fouled up in the infield. And making the grab is Cooper Kelly at second base for out number 1. And that is now 7 straight retired batters. Or it's actually 9 straight retired batters if you go back to the 6th. Colin Brighaman down for just the 2nd time in the game. He's 3 for 5 as Brent Witter looks to get the offense started with 1 out here. Righty-righty matchup between the Evansville Ace and the Case Western Reserve man. Witter thought about putting down a bunt, and instead he pulls it back as the first pitch was low. Very clean game in general tonight. No errors across either side. 1-0 to Witter. And Witter plays that one straight up, but takes the breaking ball for strike 1. 1-1 count to Witter, who comes into this bat 1 for 4. His RBI single being the only hit of his night so far. 1-1. Brent Witter. And Witter takes the breaking ball low and outside. 2-1 count between Horvath and Witter. Tyler Horvath, like mentioned, came into this one with a .92 ERA and only an opposing batting average of 152. .152, that is. 2-1 to Witter. And Witter on the ground in the infield. Cooper Kelly plays it, and the throw in time to Holman for out number 2. That's 2 up, 2 down here in the ninth. Two quick outs for Tyler Horvath, looking to come in and close the game for Green Bay, as the Rockers are looking to start out this 2-game set with a win against the Woodchucks. Colby Wallace 0 for 4 has to get on base here with 2 outs. And Wallace into left field and will just go foul. Colby Wallace tried to push one down the left field line, and it just tailed off foul, as the wind now blowing from right field to left field here at Capital Credit Union Park, as the wind was probably what did not allow that to stay fair. And Colby Wallace tried to get on the board with his first hit of the game right there. 0-1 count now between Horvath and Wallace, as Wallace looking to avoid a hitless night without an on-base appearance. 0-1. And Wallace down 0-2. Wausau down to their final strike, looking to avoid a third straight 1-2-3 inning after a 4-1 6. 0-2, 2 outs. Horvath looking for the save. 0-2. Colby Wall swings and misses. And that is the ball game. The Rockers win this one 6-5 and improve to 23-16 overall. Wausau falls to 21-17. Wausau's comeback effort falls just short as it's 3 straight 1-2-3 innings on offense. And that does it. The Rockers improved to 2-1 in the second half. Woodchucks fall to 1-2 in the second half, and Green Bay overall to 4-3 against the Woodchucks this season. And the Woodchucks will have to bounce back tomorrow night at Athletic Park. They'll look to improve to 2-0 at home. You can listen to my call on the Northwoods League Baseball Network. Tune in and watch tomorrow night as the Woodchucks will be taking on the Rockers for the 4th time this season at Athletic Park, and we'll look to split the 2-game set. But for now, thank you for listening to this presentation of Woodchucks Baseball on the Woodchucks Baseball Network. I'm Will Charlton signing off for now. Have a good rest of your Thursday night, and I will see you tomorrow on the Northwoods League Baseball Network.